getting down to an extremely low level of body fat towards the end takes its toll on you both physically and mentally. In the last 6 weeks, you'll have noticed I've hardly done any social media content, hardly anything at all. I'm just exhausted, quite almost depressed at times. I've been struggling with kind of feeling of guilt and shame for not putting out content, so therefore not promoting veganism a fraction as much as I'd like to, and also not, it's kind of marketing for my personal trainer business where, supporting me and my partner Gemma. Luckily we've got enough clients at the minute that it doesn't matter. We do some online coaching as well, so it's kind of irrelevant, but I'm kind of left with these feelings of kind of shame and guilt around that, and it's just a struggle to get through the day. Luckily I've got Gemma to support me, like bless her heart, like she makes me so many meals, and I can be quite snappy, like just low tolerance for things. Anything I don't want to do, like I find it painful. Like just at the minute, it's just about how it's been going is like I've just about had enough energy to get to the gym, or come back like just exhausted, wiped out, just laying there while Gemma's making me some food. Really, I think I couldn't do it without her. And like the early stages of cutting, particularly on like more of a whole foods, plant-based diet, early days, as a doddle, halfway through, like even like later in the cutting cycle is fine. But when you get down to really low percentage of body fat, like almost stage ready, it's so hard. It's so hard. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm trying to show what you can do on a vegan diet, and help save animals, I'd have stopped by now. I never got this lean as an omnivorous eater. And what I will say, some meat eating like trolls, they say, "Oh, you're miserable, you got no energy because you're eating a vegan diet." Well, actually, I kind of felt this way at the start of a diet when I was an omnivorous eater. I'd start the diet, I'd be on about 300 carbs, and by the end, virtually none. At least I'm having some decent amount of carbs. And that's what helps, keeps you happy and fueled. Anyway, I found a little hack which I wanted to share with you, and I kind of say all this just to let you know, like you might think, "Oh, I would love to look like that." Like number one, like no, you probably wouldn't love to look like that. Like it's miserable. I mean, I guess once you get to a good level, once you're eating maintenance calories, I guess it's fairly sustainable. Obviously, you can't be super ripped year round. You have some degree of essential like body fat. But yeah, unless you're trying to step on stage or for a photo shoot or for like a good cause, like to promote veganism, whatever, I suggest you probably don't bother. Anyway, I found a little hack to make it easier. These last couple of days and this morning, I'm actually inspired to put out a video, and I'm actually feeling quite energized. Cold shower. So I was getting up in the morning, the last 6 weeks or so, getting up in the morning, having my breakfast, all slumped out. I'll give it an hour and a half before I have any kind of caffeine, because that's important. That helps keep the adenosine working, and so your sleep-wake cycle is really good. But I was just sitting there kind of like dead. Well, now, instead of my cold shower directly before I go to the gym, cold shower first thing. It's ice cold at the minute. It's actually really painful. But I'm in there for 3 minutes with the music on, blasting out, like moving around, and you come out buzzed. It basically gives you a short burst of adrenaline, which is good. You don't want that raised long term, but short term, it gives you energy. It 2.5x's your dopamine for the next 3 hours. So in fact, instituted 2 cold showers, because I was then getting back from the gym and, as I say, crashing out. Well, now I get straight in the shower again, and kind of I've had pretty good energy all day these last couple of days. So I don't know. I can't imagine that it's going to keep working because I'm on such low calories, but I don't know. I'll just try it. I'll let you know in the next video whether or not that like carried me through. But cold showers, if you're not doing them, like you need to seriously give them a go. Anyway, that's my preamble. I'm going to take you through a day of what exactly I'm eating now towards the very end of a cut in order to get ultra ripped. I don't love the diet because I'm having to eat a high degree of processed vegan protein foods, whereas normally the vast majority of my protein comes from the whole plant foods, because my calories are so much lower now. It's a less healthy diet. So it's not a healthy diet that I really recommend, but it's for short term, it's for a purpose. and I'm taking one for the team. Anyway, here's breakfast. So breakfast is where I eat the lion's share of my calories. Calories eaten earlier in the day are less harmful for fat loss than calories eaten later in the day. And of course, I'm also fueling my workout. So 75 grams of chopped dates goes in, 100 grams of oats, do a scoop and a half of Vivo Life protein powder, 5 grams of their creatine, and 300 grams of strawberries. Berries in general are low calorie, strawberries are about the lowest. During the bulking phase, I'll often use soya milk with porridge to add more protein, more calories. When cutting, I just use water, so I'm eating, rather than kind of drinking calories, if that makes sense. And then while the porridge is cooking, I'll cut up some seitan. This is extremely high protein, relatively low in calories. Bung it in the air fryer to crisp it up. So my breakfast is well on its way. Early mornings, I'll often have some sparkling water. Get the digestion going. I can't even speak properly on such low calories. It's frustrating. I like sparkling water. It just encourages me to drink more water. Supplements wise, vitamin D3. This helps lower your sex hormone binding globulin to give you more free testosterone. So it's an aid to fat loss. So you don't want to skip on that. Again, I use Vivo Life's one, vitamin D3 with K2. And then I might chow down on some nori sheets. Full of iodine, don't you know? Oh. So I've added barbecue sauce to my seitan there. And I'll add a couple of tablespoons of ground flax meal to my porridge for those omega-3s. Also some cinnamon to make it extra tasty, give it lots of more antioxidants as well. Delicious. Every little mouthful of food that I eat now, I'm so grateful for. It's like the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. And it just feels like hard earned and like deserved, It's amazing. Just back from the gym. Of course, the first job is to get some food on to cook. I've got leftover lentil soup that my lovely Gemma kindly made for me a couple of days ago. We've been getting some batches out of that. I'll also eat a tablespoon of sunflower seeds for the vitamin E. And I'll get some lean vegan burgers on to cook. These ones are by Linda McCartney. We've added a load of jalapenos just to add some extra flavour. Gemma, why don't you tell the lovely people just how you made this delicious, complex soup?
It's so difficult. I get a pan with some stock, put vegetables, lentils, herbs, and cook it for 25 minutes.
Of course, as always, with this meal, I've got a lot of water, a lot of fibre. I've got a lot of extra water because it's a soup. Such a great way to fill you up and not be hungry between meals. Great diet fuel. I'm serving my burgers with a bistro salad and some lovely tomato sauce. Post-workout, I'd normally have another Vivo Life protein shake, but again, when you're dieting, it's better to eat rather than drink as many calories as possible. So that's just something I do when I'm deep into a cut. I'm not going to use a fork because I'm dieting and I can get away with eating like a goddamn savage. It's my excuse for every damn thing. Boom. Final little lunch item, I've got an apple with cinnamon. Hope it doesn't ruin my diet. It's so cold! So as I said, I'm struggling to do anything that I'm not really inspired to do. What I'm really inspired to do at the minute is to get well into Dungeons and Dragons. It's a tabletop role-playing game, if you've not heard of it. I used to do it when I was a kid. And lately I've just gone a bit crazy for it, as you can see by these shelves here. We just have a little look-see. Got him for Christmas. So I spend a lot of time painting the miniatures because most of them come unpainted, and some of the paint jobs on the ones that do come painted aren't that great, so I prefer to paint them myself really. But you can imagine there's a couple of 100 miniatures there. That took a little while. It's all the kind of rule books and things and adventures I've downloaded. Just lots of terrain. And yeah, it's what I'm drawn to do at the minute, and luckily I'm in a position where I can do that, and it's just helping me get through these last few weeks of cutting. Yeah, I'm a very lucky person. It's dinner time, yes, check this out. So I've got black beans and seitan again, so very high protein. I've got just steamed broccoli, carrots, mushrooms, red cabbage, kale. A Brazil nut, you need some selenium, so that will shore that up. Just a load of hot sauce, some black pepper. I've been putting this green herb on my feed. I just learned that it's parsley. It was unmarked. I just like to add a herb, a spice at least to each meal because it gives a lot more antioxidant action. You know, this is such a simple meal, but again, like everything's tasting really delicious to me. It's very nutritionally dense. And it's just amazing how much you can appreciate simple food, you know, when you're cutting as hard as I am. This is like the best thing I've ever eaten before I've eaten it. I wish I could keep the feeling of how food is when I'm cutting, when I'm on a gaining cycle and I'm struggling to fit it all in. That would be good. God, it's a bit nippy. That's another reason not to go such low body fat as you can have it. I'll tell you what, joking aside, like we manage a lot better now, don't we, mate, since we've been doing the cold showers?
Oh, so much.
We
yeah.
really are cold adjusted.
Yeah, like
a couple of big heroes.
I used to hate the cold, and I don't love it now, but I can stand it much easier, much better than I used to.
Yeah. Quite exhausted now, of course. I've had, you know, most of the calories at the start of the day. It's getting late now. I always like to get a second walk in, just for health reasons, but particularly when I'm cutting as well. So 45 minutes, hour walk. Just got time before my online Dungeons and Dragons with my friends Andre, who's a lovely Canadian guy, one of our subscribers. He's an illustrator, a really nice guy. He's done a lot of work for us. He's our dungeon master, and then our friend Mooncat from the Vegan Mooncat channel. Play with him as well. So looking forward to that, but yeah, just motivation to get out. I find it's helpful if you've got something to do. So
yes,
like I want a couple of groceries, like stuff I'm going to eat, something I might eat later on, like a little terrible cheat.
What is it, some biscuits?
You'll see what it is, you'll laugh when you remember me saying this bit. But yeah, just the fact that I'm going to get some food, you know, it just makes me get off my ass and just kind of get it done.
It's really...
It's game night. I'm with my boys, check them out. They're great people. There's Andre, there's Mark, there's Mark's son Will. Anyway, we're in the Sahuagin palace thing. We just killed the king. We're after the queen. That doesn't seem very kind, does it? Anyway, I've got my salad, so I'm really happy. My celery.
But we are killing to prevent the death of those we love.
And more water. I've been drinking these all day. Just help fill me up. Keep me on point. Get me my results. If you want results, if you want to get lean, strong, fit, optimise your health, hire me and Gemma as your trainers online. Check out our link below for online coaching. Other than that, we'll see you in the next video.
Even though he understands what's being said to him, he's just aware that this is...
I've got to kill Sahuagin.
It's always been fed to him.